The Maestro.
I know that.
That's it.
The Maestro.
Dirty.
Come on, y'all.
Really? I think that would be cool though. Why? The Maestro.
Choice. Oh.
Let it go.
How about you hold it?
There's a lady in the waiting room. She got legs that run forever.
Welcome back to my dirty shorts.
That
Just the more I think about it, the more I say it, the funner it gets. That says a lot about me. If you're giggling too, then, well, you know what I mean. You got issues too. That's okay. We have our issues together. I've been thinking a lot about teams as I've been looking at the group of players here from the previous season here in SimWorld Hoops and what's coming up in the upcoming season, and what a great finish we had with that amazing championship game that took us into overtime. And what more can you ask for? Much like the SimWorld Hoop seasons, you never know what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, or how it was going to happen. And that is always great to see. But I kind of went back in my head, and a lot of people have sort of done this in the whole, who's your greatest team of all time, or who's your Mount Rushmore of this, or who's your Mount Rushmore of that. And, you know, who's the best team that never won a championship, and who's the best team that only won championships, and forward with that and debate that around the table. And I guess to a larger degree, is good conversation because it makes you examine periods. It makes you examine movements within the game. Some people even divide them up between eras, right? You know, they're doing the era of segregation, then the initial segregation area when most teams could only play 3 players of color at the same time. This is in the late 50s into the 60s. A lot of teams were doing that. When the NBA integrated, the Boston Celtics were known for that, where it was Red Auerbach had his 3 guys, John Thompson, Bill Russell, and I forgot the third guy. You would put those guys on the floor, and it was a big deal because they had 3 players of color at the same time on the floor when everybody else was like, well, we might let 2 play. Obviously, we know the game changed. I shouldn't say obviously. The game did change, and now that's not even a concern or a thought anymore, especially when you think about how much it's changed between, at one particular point, the greatest player in the league was from China, and now we're talking about players from France, players from Greece, players from Alabama, you know, other countries that are just, you know, don't always speak English and just have a different system. As I've been thinking about the league, thinking about even going back to college periods and various coaches, is one thing I always wondered: what lens do others see the game through? And I'm going to ask you all. For me, I'm always looking at players that are truly rounded, not just one-dimensional. I'm looking for players who tend to have a way to support and push the guys around them, or the players around them, not just guys, but the players around them. I tend to think about, I've made no secret, one of my favorite players, probably my favorite player of all time, was Magic Johnson, or is Magic Johnson. He represented everything about the game to me: a big guy, a guard, triple doubles, assists, points, rebounds, the whole 9, just doing everything that he needed and had to do to support his team and help them move forward and help them win. To me, you couldn't beat that. But there are other players that I completely appreciated that might have only had a scoring game or a rebounding game and things like that. To me, the idea of how that changes and how that moves forward is our lens of the game. So what's your lens? What do you look for? What do you think about? What makes you say, that's the kind of player I want on my team, or that's the kind of player I will start a team with, or that's the kind of player that I want to play with? Share your ideas. It could be college ball, it could be pro ball, but don't just say a name. Give a reason. Give us some insight into what you see and how you see. Let's make this a real special conversation back and forth. I told you mine. Tell me yours. Let's have some fun with that too. Why is it when you can have all these super sophisticated weapons from these super villains, but every time like the superheroes show up, all they do is punch it and hit it, and all of a sudden it stops working. I don't know. It just sounds like some shoddy workmanship to me.
Oh, wait, you want me to read?
Thank you for listening to the Maestro.
Thank you again for checking out the Maestro. Durty.
Choice.
Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind. See you next time and...
Is it last call? Have you seen my glasses?
The Maestro. Dirty.
Choice.